But this Cowboys team, man, it's just a flat-out bad football team. I don't know what more to say about it. When you don't have a quarterback, this is the result. You look across the league, man, quarterback is important. It is the sole reason why you will win a lot of football games, or you'll lose a lot of football games, depending on how that position plays. And this team is bad. And I hope it wakes up the front office. I hope that they're able to look at this and say, we need better. We need to change. And of course, inevitably, we begin the conversation now about the clock is on. With 7 weeks, 8 weeks left in the NFL season, how much longer will Mike McCarthy be employed? Leave your thoughts in the chat. How many more weeks do you think? I personally think, and now Jerry has come out and he says, I regret firing Chan Gailey and I regret firing Wade Phillips in the middle of the season. I still regret those in-season firings. And he reassures us over and over and over again that Mike McCarthy's safe. Right now, with 7 weeks left in the season, I did the math earlier. Mike McCarthy was guaranteed $5 million this year. With 7 games left in the season, $5 million broken down over 17 weeks, he's due just a little bit over $2 million. Now, is that money that Jerry's worried about? I don't know. But if you have a guy that you felt like he has lost the locker room, which I think he has, let him go. Let him go. Put someone else in the interim spot for the last couple of weeks and just ride it out with that. Maybe you make Zim your interim head coach and then appoint Al Harris your defensive coordinator. Give Al Harris a look and see what he looks like at the defensive coordinator spot. But you would be, in my opinion, a plumb fool if you think that at the end of this season, if not before, this is like the last year for Mike McCarthy. There's no way he can come back. You will lose a ton of people in your fan base, and you will lose whatever locker room you had left. And that's been the topic of discussion today on when does the Black Friday or Monday or whatever day that Mike McCarthy will lose his job. I said November 29th. That's one day after Thanksgiving. That heads into the bye. That mini bye that they have that weekend after coming off that Thanksgiving game, it gives you a couple more days to kind of prepare for what the next week will have. And then you'll have 4 games or 5 games in December. You can start your search. You can get a good look at some other guys on your staff. I mean, what's a couple dollars, right? To Jerry. And speaking of, let me do the CD comments first. In that game, you saw a play in the game where CD was thrown a pass and it went between 2 of the defenders, and then you see CD kind of go like, I couldn't see it. Then he came out after the game and they asked him about it. And he said, I couldn't see the ball. He said, was it the sun? He said, yeah, most definitely. And the reporters asked CD Lamb about, how do you feel about, are you in play or are you game for a curtain being put up? CD said emphatically 1,000%. So the reporter asked CD, well, why don't you say anything, to Jerry about it? He's like, this is what you guys are doing for me right now. Like I'm telling you that I don't, like, it's a glare. It's there. And Jerry vehemently denies it and tells you it's a 50-50 thing that the other team has to deal with it as well. It's an advantage that he thinks that the Cowboys have, whatever. But it's clearly an issue. And, not cutting him any bail, because I know a lot of you say they do it for monster trucks and concerts and boxing matches. And I'll tell you that Once those places rent out the stadium, they have the option not to put the curtain up. They decided they want to put it up. And Jerry has the same option. But for whatever reason, his baby, his $1 billion baby, he refuses to put up the curtain. Whatever. If your team and your players are telling you that this is something that bothers them, I don't know the levels or the reasons why you would be as stubborn as you are about it and not give them what they asked for in those moments like that. But it's an issue. And maybe if you score in that position, I don't know if that changes the outcome of the game, but it does change that game in the moment. You take the lead. You now kick the ball off, and maybe you get a fumble again. You make them have to drive the length of the field. Like, the things can change when you score. Your momentum is there. The crowd's into it. Everybody's feeling a little bit more amped. The more pressure is down put on the Philadelphia Eagles. But what the hell do I know?